Good afternoon. We've had a welcome change in our weather this weekend to drier weather, not without its wintry problems. We've got some stubborn fog at the moment. But it has, of course, come off the back of some very wet weather to start January. A month's worth of rain already having fallen in Watersham in the first 5 or 6 days. And as a result of that, plus the wet December, we still have numerous flood warnings in force, almost 180. So the details are on the website because that risk of flooding ongoing. But with high pressure with us, we've had it through the weekend, it's establishing itself now, and it's with us for much of the week. It means that there'll be very little rain at all for the next 4 or 5 days. So some welcome dry weather, but cold weather. It's not altogether dry. There are a few showers across northern Scotland coming down into northeast England, 1 or 2 as well for East Anglia, Kent and Essex, the odd one further west. But there's a lot of dry weather, sunshine around, but some stubborn fog for Northern Ireland, the central belt and the northwest of England and North Wales. So it feels colder than the 4 to 6 here. Those temperatures just a little bit below average. And that fog will reform as we go through the night. The showers continuing on and off in the north and east, but perhaps more so in the south and the east. I'll come back to that in a minute because ice is a risk tonight once again in all parts, but it could be that we see some really tricky conditions for travellers in southeastern parts. There's a Met Office warning here because we've got ongoing showers overnight and into Monday morning's rush, and not just showers of rain. It's cold enough for them to fall as snow across parts of East Anglia into Essex, Kent, pushing across southern counties. Don't be surprised if you see a light dusting of snow tomorrow, because those showers through the day will make their way further westwards because there's a brisker breeze pushing them that way and across the Channel Islands. Perhaps fewer showers elsewhere, but remember that stubborn fog as well for the rush, and it'll feel colder still, quite a raw day, particularly in the south and the east. This is what it'll feel like, and that's because the wind's stronger again. It's already a bit stronger today. Then overnight, another widespread frost as we start Tuesday morning. Again, some ice and some fog a real risk, but it might be that we see fewer showers and they should move away from the west first thing. A bit more sunshine, we think, coming through across central and southern areas, but still some fog around in the north and still chilly for all. Might be we pick up a bit more low cloud rather for eastern Scotland and the northeast of England. So the frost then through Tuesday night might not be as extensive in these areas, and gradually, although still cold and frosty for many, it just becomes less harsh as the week goes on. Temperatures just start to recover a little, and that's because we're likely to pick up a bit more cloud as the week goes on underneath our area of high pressure. It's still largely dry, just drizzly showers more than anything else, but more cloud instead across Scotland, northeastern parts of England. And that's because of the positioning of the high pressure. It starts to just drift a little bit further south, and it allows something less cold to topple around the top. So that's slightly less cold air with cloud coming around this way into eastern and central parts of England and Scotland, and just starting to allow less frosty conditions at night and therefore slightly higher temperatures by day. But again, only around average for January, still feeling cold. And the chances are then as we move into next week, it might well get colder once again. But for the time being, that dry weather is here to stay for most of us, but with frost, ice and fog.